The book of Leviticus chapter 15, verse 20. And everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean. Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. Leviticus chapter 15, verse 20. And everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean. Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahawashi. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstone. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. It's going to be impossible for you to keep this law, bro. It's going to be impossible for you to keep this law, bro. And this is in response to a question that I received on the comment board. Okay. And, you know, for the sake of protecting the brother's personal business, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not going to show the question that was posted, you know, which I answered the brother on the comment board. But also, you know, to go more into depth dealing with this topic, not responding to that brother alone, but to answer this in general, you know, for those of us out here with familiar others, you know, men out here that believe in Yahawashi, that have a wife, you know, you have a woman, it's going to be impossible for you to keep this law right now. Simply stating the 20th verse. I didn't even read verse 19 yet. Let's just deal with the fact that when you're out and about in the world, taking care of business, you know, when you're out and about on a job, when you're out and about at the grocery store, etc. Leviticus 15 and 20. Leviticus chapter 15, verse 20. And everything that she, this referring to all women, during their monthly, during their menstrual cycle, and everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean. Think about every seat you done sat in, everything you done touched, you know, when you just out in the world. Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. And you don't have any control of that, you know. So it's one thing when you deal with the fact that you have a woman at home and, you know, it's that time of the month. According to the scriptures, she needs to be in a separate living quarters. You know, she needs to be separate from you and you know, from the little ones during that period of time. You know, in the ancient world, the woman will be in a separate house. Okay. And I'm going to say this real quick before I read you verse 20. This is why, in order for us to keep these laws perfectly, we have to be perfect. This is why we need to be changed. We need perfect minds. We need perfect brains, and we need perfect bodies. We need to be changed. We need to be perfect because the law is perfect. But us as human beings, us as mere mortals, we're flawed. We're severely flawed. We need to be perfect because the law is perfect. The Most High is perfect. As it's written, be ye therefore perfect as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. That's why when Yahawashi comes back and he beams up the believers, he's going to change them simultaneously. Okay? We have to be made perfect for that perfect world that the Lord is going to, you know, make. All right? So dealing with that fact alone, in order for us to be perfect keepers of the law, we have to be perfect. All right. And to boot, you know, to add to that, we also need power. We need sovereignty, world dominion. We need that in order for us to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments pristine, you know, just flawless. We need world power. Because, you know, looking at this situation right here, let's read Leviticus 15 and 19. This dealing with a woman on her menstrual cycle. Salakia. a woman on her menstrual cycle. Jake's speaking fast. Leviticus 15:19. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the evening. So according to the scriptures, the woman will be separated for 7 days. All right? When she's on her monthly. Now, case in point, look in today's time. Does every Israelite have a separate house that he can put his woman in while she's on her cycle? Do we have enough space? Every Israelite doesn't have it like that. Do you have enough space where you have an extra room? You have a room set aside specifically for the time when your wife is going through that time of the month. Most of us don't got it like that. The average Jake does not have it like that, man. Okay? Now, this is a law. All right? It's one of our laws. And all you could do is the best you can. If you want to be clean, you would have your woman. Hey, don't make it seem like I'm telling you to kick your woman out the house. All right? But hey, however y'all work it out, that's y'all business. You know what I'm saying? But hey, for you women that watch this, you shouldn't get offended because it's the law of the Most High. Don't get offended at us. We just bringing it out. I'm reading the scripture in this video. I'm just bringing it out. It's what the scriptures say. So if you offended at the Most High, and you better not be offended. Okay? If anything, if you claim to believe, you should want to do this right to the best of your ability. All right? So knowing that, you're going through that time of the month, you shouldn't have a problem separating yourself, from your husband, from your little ones, and just getting more in touch and in tune with your faith in Yahawashi. During that time period, praying more, believing more. Okay? Whatever you have to do to maintain yourself being in the spirit. All right? And, after that period of separation, you come back around your family. But you do this the best you can. I mean, y'all may have little ones, you still got to deal with them. Some things we can't just quite get around like that. Now, as far as during that time period, y'all sleeping in the same bed, y'all can work that out. Like I said, don't make it seem like I'm telling you to kick your woman out. You know what I'm saying? Now, I myself, I don't have a wife. I don't have a woman. But during that time period, I wouldn't mind. Hey, she could have a bedroom. I sleep on the couch. Because I would want both of us to keep that law to the best of our ability. But you can't help what she touches in the house. It's certain things she touched you didn't know she touched. But as far as where y'all sleep at night, y'all can control that. And the Lord will look upon that and honor it because y'all keeping it to the best of y'all ability. Okay? He'll honor that. Oh, and by the way, this is a basic lesson. I do want to get more back into Bible basics. But basically, there's a tribe dealing with the tribe of Gad, so-called North American Indians. Now, let's read this at the top. It says, Native Americans honored the time of menstruation with a red tent ritual. Women would live in a separate lodge while menstruating. Yeah, and that's spiritual. That proves that the tribe of Gad, once again, they're of the tribes of Israel. Okay? They're in the spirit of keeping certain laws. They keep certain laws because that's within their spirit. All right? They kept that law that we're reading about in Leviticus chapter 15. They kept this law. You know what I'm saying? And this is the tribe in particular I was thinking about. Now it says today, Ojibwe, some people say Ojibwe, But it says, Ojibwe girls do not live in a separate house during menstruation, but they used to though. They used to. Now it says, but instead seclude themselves from family and community interactions. So they're still keeping that law to the best of their ability. All right. I just had to throw that out there, man. Y'all know my spirit as far as speaking on the Northern Kingdom. Had to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? But it just showed Tribe of Gad, they keep that law to this day. But you got some morons out there that say that they're not of the tribes. You might not be of the tribes. For y'all guys that say that, Native American Indians are one of the tribes of Israel. They're the Tribe of Gad. You know? I mean, you just can't get around it, bro. They know that when a woman starts, well, when she becomes a woman, then when a young girl begins to have her cycle, they have a coming of age ceremony. They know that now she's a young woman. But you got a lot of bootleg mac and cheese camps that like to speak negative about us here at Great Millstone because we break down the scriptures the correct way. You know what I'm saying? But I just had to bring it out, man. What a menstruation hut. And you know what? There's a lot of you could say nations and different cultures. You have a lot of people on the earth that keep this law, and they're not even Israelites. I'm reading this right here, speaking about Elam, Hindu women. They keep that law. Now they got it from Israel. People get that from us. But speaking specifically about the Tribe of Gad, so-called North American Indians, they kept that law of separation. When a woman would get on her, cycle, she would separate herself. But yeah, you can't get around that, bro. You can't get around it. Hey, and for women that claim to believe, you should be in the spirit of these women of the Ojibwe tribe, one of the tribes of Gad. You should be in the spirit of them. Now it says today, Ojibwe girls do not live in a separate house during menstruation, but instead seclude themselves from family and community interactions. You would do that during the time of your menstruation. That's the point on that. I just had to show y'all that, But going back to this, we'll read 19 and 20 again. When you read verse 20, bro, it's impossible for us to keep that right now. I'm saying us, even for brothers out here that don't have women, it's impossible for us to keep this law. All right. So let's read this again, bro. Leviticus chapter 15, verse 19 down to 20. All right. And I may read a little further too, I may read a little bit more. But this is why we need grace. Leviticus 15 and 19. And if a woman have an issue and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days. And whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the even. And everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean. Everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. Right. Now you can't help where she sit, unless she tell you, some things we just not going to be able to get around right now. And once again, outside of your household, when you go out and about into this world, whether you're on the job, you may work around women. Whether you're at the store, women all in the store, a lot of them on their monthly, they not going to tell you. And you can't help what they touch. And you didn't touch it now. You see? This is why we need salvation. And ultimately, we need grace right now. We need grace from Yahawashi, or we need salvation by Yahawashi when he come back. I'll read a little bit more. And whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even. Hey, so the Lord take that serious, And whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the even. Yeah, man. You know? Yeah. Ooh we. Hey, we just need mercy, bro. We need mercy. We need mercy. Okay? Verse 22. And whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until the evening. And if it be on her bed or on anything whereon she sitteth, might be, blood on the bed or somewhere she sat. When he toucheth it, he shall be unclean until the even. And if any man lie with her at all, and her flowers be upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days. Yeah, and that's another thing. You got a lot of wickedness that Israelites partake in. You shouldn't sleep with your woman while she's on that. You know, he had this damn rat looking nigga Lil Wayne. This nigga said in one song that basically he'll sleep with a woman on her period. These new age niggas are demonic. That's wicked, bro. You even got that one comedian. What's that demon name? Well, she older now. The so-called queen of comedy. What's her name? Is it Solange or some name like that? So like if I'm saying her name wrong, but basically she had this one skit, one stand up. Basically she was promoting men sleeping with her while she's on her period. And she said something like, you can walk through mud, you can F through blood. Bro, that's why the Lord gonna destroy Israelites, okay? The majority of our people not gonna make it. You can walk through mud, you can F through blood. Hey, nasty ass woman, bro. Now let's say if y'all got intimate and the woman didn't know that her monthly was coming on, well, you can't help that. Like, you didn't know. But to purposely sleep with your woman while she's on that, you and her going off. And Lord can destroy you for that, man. Especially when you know. And if you don't know, now you know. All right? We ain't supposed to be doing that, man. Okay? Yeah, I'll finish it out, bro. I mean, really, we proved the point in this video. Certain laws we can't get around. But hey, you can get around this, though. What I'm reading now. You don't sleep with your woman while she's on her monthly. And another thing, too. You don't sleep with your woman during the Sabbath. Got to throw that out there, man, because right now we in the new moon. You don't sleep with your woman during the Sabbaths and the new moon. Okay? During our new moons and Sabbaths, you don't sleep with your woman during that time. Or when she's on her period, And if any man lie with her at all, and her flowers be upon him, he shall be unclean 7 days. And all the bed whereon he lied shall be unclean. Yeah, so hey, we don't want to be unclean. So you do the best you can. But certain things we can't get around right now. All right? Case in point, everywhere you go, you got random women walking around that are on their monthly. They're not going to tell you. They're going to touch everything. This society's out of order. That's why Yahawashi got to come back to restore the order. Okay? But, you do the best you can. You know what I'm saying? For those y'all that do have ribs, you got a wife, during that time period when she's on that, I spoke for myself. I sleep on the couch. I'll let her have the bed. I'll just be out of there, You know what I'm saying? But y'all work it out how y'all work it out. You know what I'm saying? You work it out how you work it out. But we do the best we can. Ultimately, that's why we need power. We need power. Every Israelite doesn't have a a separate house he could put his woman in during her period. But you can control where you sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? All right. But you got women that are humbling themselves. The woman may be like, she'll sleep on the couch, or, maybe y'all got another bedroom. You got a separate bedroom, your woman can sleep in, and she'll be with that. That's honorable. The Lord will honor that. But yeah, man, I pray this was edifying. I hope this answered that brother's question I was talking to earlier. And for those of y'all that are questioning what do we do about this law? You do the best you can. And I'm going to end off with a scripture. Let's go to the book of Romans. All right. Ultimately, we do the best we can. Romans chapter 6, verse 14. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. Now, do we take this and say we shouldn't keep the law because we're not under the law, but under grace? Verse 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? Because that's what people in the church tell you. But we under grace. We under grace. Jesus covered that. The cross covered that. That's nailed to the cross. Just so they can be wicked. Nah, you still keep the law. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid. And you keep reading on, it basically tells you if you're going to sin willfully, you're a slave to sin. You're a servant to sin, meaning you're a slave to it. So we do the best we can. You still keep the law to the best of your ability. And the word grace means favor. We have grace or favor because of Yahawashi. But that grace period that we're under right now is for us to still strive for perfection. Although we're imperfect, we're striving for perfection. And when the Lord comes back, we're going to get it all right. With that, I'm going to say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Bahashim Rakakwadash, double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone, who stood well. Peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. Shalom.